right, so grabbing whatever we need for our practice today, for our chair practice today, grabbing your blocks, strap, pillows, blankets, whatever you use, maybe your eye pillow for at the end when we get into final relaxation, or whatever, again, whatever you use for your practice to make it work for you in this specific moment of your life. Every day is different. So you're like grabbing a lot of things, or maybe you're up against a wall today. Like maybe you're in your chair against a wall. Or maybe you're like, hey, today I'm gonna do some of the stuff that we normally do in the chair. I'm gonna do it off the chair. Like when we go into our warriors, maybe you're gonna do them out of the chair. It's up to you. It's your practice. Listen to your body and challenging yourself to where you can go today. All right, so let's begin to bring ourselves to the center of our chair. If you do not have an injury or are not getting over an illness, that sort of thing, try and take yourself away from the back of the chair so that you are engaging your core basically the entire time, until there are a few times when we press back, but try and keep yourself away so that you are keeping yourself lifted by your own body strength this whole time. Sitting ourselves up, pressing our feet into the floor, lengthening through our spine. I like to get that imaginary, or close my eyes so that I can imagine each vertebrae stacking so that my tailbone is pointed down towards the seat of the chair. And then I just stack each of those vertebrae, one on top of the other, and then that head lifting up nice and high. Let's begin by rolling our shoulders back. So you may want to involve all of the arms too, or you are just involving those shoulders. So let's roll those shoulders back. Just rolling that out. Our shoulders back and roll. Good, and maybe you're getting a nice big shrug as you are doing this roll. That just definitely starts those big shoulder muscles to burn a little bit. All right, and let's go and roll that the other way. So whatever way you were rolling before, now let's go the other way. And that can be a little more challenging, or maybe the other way was more challenging and this way is easier for you. Also, as we are just getting into this warm-up, just getting into our practice, we are getting into that body awareness too. So just recognizing what is going on with my body today, listening to your body, getting those cues, feeling like, where am I feeling everything at? Let's go ahead and shrug. So shrug it up really, really close, shoulders to those ears, and then release those heavy arms down. Oh goodness. As we do that, drop our chin down towards our chest. So heavy arms are released by our side and chin drops down to the chest. Good. Lift that head center. Maybe you got a nice release in the neck. Let's do that one more time. Let's shrug that up. Really, really shrug that. And then heavy arms down, drop that chin down to chest. As that chin is to the chest, let's go ahead and roll that right ear towards that right shoulder. Heavy arms are still by our sides. Imagine them being pulled down towards the floor. Drop that chin back to chest. And then this time, left ear to left shoulder. Woo! Right there. Yeah. All right, drop that chin back to chest. Our arms are still very heavy, being pulled down towards the floor. Right ear to right shoulder, chin back to chest, left ear to left shoulder. We're turning this into that neck half circle right here. Just continuing that nice warm up for our neck muscles, our neck joints, our spine, upper spine. Super good. So good. Drop that chin back to chest. Lift our head to center and let's look our eyes to the sky. And you can lift your head up. Let's not lift our head way back though, but lift your eyes up and lift that chin up. Arms are still heavy by our side. They may be flexed. I'm finding like I've got my fingers flexed and I've got my arms really heavy down. And I'm finding that all of my muscles are flexed here too. And that's okay for now, because we'll release that in just a moment. Drop our chin back to chest. Because that pulling down motion, our arms being pulled towards the floor, as we're doing this right here, that chin to chest, it gets us a deeper stretch into the back of our neck. Let's lift our eyes to sky. And good stretch in the front of the neck, right there. Clavicle area, front of the neck. Good, bring that head to neutral, and now we can release those arms. Oh my goodness. Let's give ourselves a big hug. Right over left, reach our fingers back for our spine. That is good. And maybe a little bit of a rock from side to side for that torso. And then let's switch. Same thing on this side. Good. Oh, give that a nice big hug. Rock that from side to side. Reaching our fingers for our spine. So good. So good, so good. And opening that up and release that down. Roll those shoulders back and roll those shoulders forward. Big sun breath up. Let's inhale it. And exhale it out. Let's inhale. As we exhale, let's drop our right hand to the right side of the chair, reaching this over. Good. And then let's inhale and sweep this up. Drop our left hand to the left side of the chair, reach this over. Inhale and sweep this up. Drop that right hand down, reach it over. So you're exhaling as you are reaching that over. Good. Inhale, lift this up. Exhale, reach over, other side. Let's do that. Let's do that a couple more times on each side. Inhale and sweep this up. Exhale, reach it over. And maybe you're getting a little bit more of a bend on each time. Inhale and sweep this up. Exhale and reach this over. Good. One more time each side. Inhale and sweep this up. Exhale and reach. Inhale, sweep this up. And exhale, reach. Inhale and sweep this up. As we exhale, let's drop our left hand to our right thigh. And let's take that right hand. You can take it either to the lower part of the chair or the back of the seat of the chair. And use that hand as leverage to get a good spinal twist here. Oh, I love it. Breathe here. And let that air out. Back to center, big sun breath. Inhale and sweep this. This time as we exhale, let's take it to the other side. So right arm takes it across to that left leg, left hand on the lower part of the chair or the seat of the chair. If you've got a good chair where you can hook your thumb around right there, oh, and use that leverage. Don't worry, we'll be using more leverage for a deeper twist in just a moment here. Good, and breathe it here. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. Good, bring this back to center. Inhale and sweep this up. Clasp our hands at the top. Exhale, press our palms towards the ceiling. Lengthen up through our spine even taller than we did when we were articulating our spine or imagining that we could stack each vertebrae. We're trying to get even taller here. Inhale it deeply. And as we exhale, bring those arms out in front of us. Inhale and lift this up. And exhale, take this down. Now, this is going to turn into a little bit of a cat and cow, kind of. It's kind of going to turn into an arch and a round. So let's inhale it up, and we get that arch here, and exhale and round. Inhale and lift, a little bit of an arch. Exhale and round. Inhale and lift, a little bit of that arch, especially arching in that low, low, low back. And then exhale, round. My shoulders are burning a little bit. That's good. Inhale and lift. And then exhale and round. Good. Let's inhale and lift those arms back up. Hold this here. We can release our hands to reach our fingers up towards the ceiling, and you can breathe it. Just breathe it normally here. We've got our arms lifted. Maybe your arms are burning like mine are. My shoulders and my biceps, woohoo! Let's walk our legs over to the right side of the chair. Take our hands to the back of the seat of the chair, and let's use that leverage to get that deep spinal twist here. Breathe it, inhale, and exhale. Nice. One more time, big deep inhale, and a big exhale here. So good. Reach those arms back up center. Let's walk our legs back to the center, and then let's walk our legs over to the left. Take our hands to the back of the seat of the chair, and deep spinal twist here. Use those arms as leverage to press into that back of the chair, and breathe it here. Inhale it deeply, and exhale it out. Good. Again, inhale it deeply, and exhale it out. It is amazing how fast leaves grow. Like, I'm looking at how green it is out there on the trees already. I remember last week looking and being like, it's going to be dead forever. Nope, They get so big so fast. Oh my goodness. It's so green out there already. All right, reach our arms up, back to the center. Good. Lengthening up through that. Very nice. Really, really reach up. And let's go ahead and bring our hands out in front of us. Stop hands. Drop our fingers down and point our fingers up. So nice little bit of a wrist stretch here. And fingers up, fingers pointing down, fingers pointing up. Go ahead and rotate those wrists and rotate it the other way. Opening this up, let's take our arms behind us. So actually beside us, but behind. So kind of like not all the way behind yet, just beside and behind a little bit. Sit ourselves up tall, drop that chin to chest, because we're gonna go further back in just a second. Let that head center, eyes to sky, and bring that head to neutral. Now we can reach those hands behind us. You can either hold your hands, clasping your hands, or hold the very, very back of your seat of your chair. Let's look to the left and look to the right. Drop that chin back to chest and take our eyes to sky. This mobility and stretching of our shoulders, of our spines, so good, invaluable, super, super good. Just like all the hip work that we do too. So valuable, invaluable. Good. Bend our elbows, take our hands over to right waist. Let's squeeze that elbow back, opening up our chest and our shoulder capsule. Nice breath here. Switch sides, take that over, elbow goes back, opening up that other shoulder capsule, the pectoralis muscle, front of that chest. Breathe that here. Good. Oh, so glad for those deep breaths. Very nice. Release that and shake that out. Inhale and sweep this up. And exhale it out. And again, inhale and sweep this up. And exhale it out. Let's go into our seated sun salutations. So using whatever you want for your seated sun salutations. I love to use the blocks because I love that height. And I love just being able to do the mobility and flexibility that I can with those blocks. If you don't have blocks, you can use books. Or you could be using the floor or your shins. So it's up to you. Let's inhale and sweep our arms up nice and big. We're still at the center of our chair. I'm kind of going to scoot forward a little bit more. So we've swept our arms up. Let's dive this down and over, belly resting on those thighs. If that hurts your back to do that, then you can have a rolled up towel. You can have a pillow. You can have whatever you need to go to sit on your lap that whole time for this forward fold, if that is something that is beneficial for you. So we've got this nice forward fold. Oh, I love this. Let's inhale, lengthen through our spine. So hands are either on the blocks, on the floor, or on your shins. You're lengthening through the arms, lengthening through the spine. Crown of the head lifting towards the sky, tailbone pointing down towards the chair. Let's release this forward fold. Very nice. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Big sun breath up. Inhale and sweep this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep this up. Big sun breath. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale and lengthen. Let's hold this here. We can exhale as we are staying right here. Let's press our right hand into whatever is supporting us here. Let's open to the left. Opening left side. Maybe that arm comes up. Maybe it goes halfway, or maybe your hand is right there on your waist or your lowest rib. So we are opening that torso. Such a good torso twist here. Such a good spinal twist. We're also opening up that shoulder joint, chest and back as well. Breathing this here. Let's release this back into that forward fold. Inhale and lengthen. Nice long arms, long spine. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep our arms up. Sun breath. Exhale, dive it down and over. We're going to go to the other side. Inhale and lengthen. Left hand is going to press into whatever's holding you up. And let's open this up to the other side. Woo! Wow! I'm trying to think of what did I do this morning? This side is kind of open already. Usually this side, horrible. Really tight, and that might be the case for you. One side, very normal that it's tighter than the other. But I'm like, well, what did I do already that this side is open? It's nice. Breathing this here. And then go ahead and release that down. So good. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep those arms up. Big sun breath. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale and lengthen. Let's hold this here. Let's do it again on each side. So we're pressing our right hand into block. Let's lift that left arm open. Good. Breathing, breathing. And again, this is where that body awareness comes in too. Because maybe your shoulder is a little stiff, maybe, or your muscles, maybe your back muscles are stiff and they're not allowing your arm to lift up. Just awareness, not trying to fix or judge, just having awareness and being like, okay, it's okay. Don't worry. It'll smooth out, warm up as we keep going in the practice. Go ahead and release this and relax. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Big sun breath up. Inhale and sweep this up. Exhale, dive this down and over. Inhale and lengthen. Let's go other side. So let's press our left hand into block. Reach our right arm open. Yeah, a little bit more open on this side. Don't worry, we're going to do it one more time on each side. So if you're like, if I could just do one more time, guess what? We get to do it one more time. Breathing this here. Inhaling and exhaling. I can't believe how green it is out there. My goodness. Like seriously, it was just like 3 days ago that everything was, well, bare. Aw. Go ahead and release that and relax. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep this up. Big sun breath. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale and lengthen. Keep our right hand down again. Let's lift that left arm open. So good. Maybe you're like, okay, I'm there. Shoulders open. Torso is open. Good. Or maybe not. Again, listening to your body. Every day is different. Every day is different. Good. Go ahead and release that. Relax. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Big sun breath up. Inhale and sweep this. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale and lengthen. And let's take that twist over to the other side. So our left hand is down, right arm is up. Breathing this here. So good. Using that breath. Remembering that that breath is what helps to open things up and smooth things out. So if you're super tight, don't make your breath shallow. Try and make your breath as deep on the inhale and as deep on the exhale, or as deep on the exhale as possible. And that will help a lot. Release that down into that fold. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Bring our hands to prayer. Exhale our hands to heart. Good. So we've got our hands to heart. Let's sit ourselves up even taller. So we were taller at the beginning, and then we were even taller when we lifted our arms up, and now we're trying to get even taller here so that we get that wonderful hinge and twist. So let's add that breath. Inhale it deeply, and exhale, hinging at the hip flexors, and let's twist this over to the left. Our right tricep, right elbow, or elbow, I was like shoulder, right elbow is trying to get over to that left thigh. Yeah, try and get your right shoulder to your left thigh. I bet, yeah, okay. Elbow to the thigh. That is the goal. If that is not happening, that is okay. Your right elbow can even be on your right thigh if that is where your mobility is letting you go. Trying to mentally think about that goal though, as that opposite thigh. We've got this nice twist here. Maybe your eyes can look up towards the ceiling. Oh yeah, that's good. Such a good spinal twist here with a tiny bit of inversion because our head is a little bit low here. Let's bring this back to center. Inhale and sweep this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, lengthen through those arms. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Bring our hands to prayer. Exhale our hands to heart. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Sitting ourselves up tall. Inhale it deeply. As we exhale, we hinge and twist. Goal is to that right thigh. So left elbow or tricep to that right thigh. Again, if that is not happening, if that left elbow goes to that left thigh, wonderful. Listening to your body. Every day is different. Also trying to maybe equalize each of the sides. So if you were able to get the elbows on the other side, maybe really work hard to try and do the same thing on this side to find that balance. That same amount of strength on both sides of the body, same amount of strength and mobility. Or that may not happen. Sometimes there are injuries that totally prevent that. So you listen to what has happened to you in your past, in your life. These are just guidelines. Let's bring ourselves back to center. Inhale and sweep this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep our arms up. And then let's go ahead and release our arms to our sides. Very nice. Roll our shoulders back and roll those shoulders forward. Good. All right, lower body. Let's get those legs. So we can move our blocks a little bit off to the side, and let's go ahead and lengthen out through our legs. I'm going to keep myself center, maybe a little bit more forward, but away from the back of the chair, because this is full on core right here, and legs. Boy. All right, so we find ourselves in our staff pose. You may be able to do the double leg, or maybe you're at a place where you are doing single leg today. So listening to that and remembering which leg that you've done. So if you want to, you can start off with your right leg. Otherwise, we got both legs up. Let's take it up to staff. Let's breathe it here. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. Big deep inhale and exhale it out. And one more time, big deep inhale and exhale it out. All right, let's get some strengthening moves in. Let's do some hamstring curls and some leg extensions. And this is strengthening, whether you think it is or not. You're like, oh, don't I need weights for that? No, this is strengthening just by you flexing those feet, keeping those feet super flexed. You are harnessing the strength of the muscles on the way back. And then as you are pressing, you are getting those quadriceps on the way forward. So let's take it for 8. Let's curl this in and extend. There's 8. Curl this in and extend. There's 7. Curl this in and extend. There's 6. Curl this in and extend. There's 5. Curl this in and extend. There's 4. Curl this in and extend. There's 3. Curl this in and extend. There's 2. Curl this in. And let's hold our extension here. Hold it. This is where that strength comes in even more. Maybe you're burning. I'm burning. Let's go ahead and point those toes and flex those feet. Point those toes, flex those feet. Point those toes, sit up tall. Point those toes, flex those feet. Point those toes and flex those feet. So good. We're going to release our left leg. Scoot ourselves forward. Lift our right leg up. We didn't give it any break. Let's lengthen out through our arms. We've got half a boat here, and let's do a breath. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. So good. From this half a boat, we're going to take our ankle to our thigh. Piriformis stretch, our first piriformis, our first hip stretch, hip opener, and maybe you want to rock it back and forth. I kind of do. I kind of just want to rock this one today. Oh my goodness. So posture, not too worried about it yet. We'll worry about it when we sit back against the chair, when we have to focus on it. Right now, your shoulders can be rounded. We're just waking everything up, opening up that whole hip area on the right side, getting all of that ready. Getting a little flexion in the ankle too, because we got the ankle resting on that thigh. So of course, it's just a natural ankle flexion and, oh yeah, right there. Good. Okay, so now we're going to add that breath and that movement. So now we get to move to the back of our chair, sit ourselves up. So now here's where the posture comes in. So we can get that really good hip flexor stretch forward and that really deep hip stretch. Let's inhale it deeply here. As we exhale, we are leading with our chin, with our chest, and hinging this forward. Wow. Inhale it up tall. And exhale, hinge. And maybe your hinge is super tiny like mine. I barely am going forward, but I'm feeling it big time just because my hip flexors are so super tight. You may be able to like fold all the way forward while keeping your shoulders down and back, making sure you're not rounding, while keeping everything open and leading and leaning. Good. Sit ourselves up tall. Inhale and exhale, hinge. 2 more times. Inhale it up tall Exhale, hinge. And one more time. Inhale it up tall. And exhale, hinge. So good. So good. Good job. All right, bring ourselves back to center. All right, let's half shoelace it. So let's take that heel over to the corner of the chair. You might be doing all of this on the floor. You might have moved to the floor by now. So let's go ahead and wrap our left arm around, or if that does not work for you, you have your hand on that nice strong shin bone or underneath on that femur, holding that hamstring and that quadricep. We don't want any pressure on our beautiful, wonderful, helpful knee joints. We don't want to do anything there. We want it always on our strong bones right here, either that the shin bone, the femur, or wrapping that around. Let's get that nice twist here. Oh my goodness. Concrete is what it feels like today. Let's breathe. Inhale it deeply. And exhale. Good. Inhale it deeply. And exhale. Some days I'm like, okay, my joints, they feel a little bit more like, really hard rubber. Today, concrete. Today, they feel really immobile. Good, let's go ahead and twist the other way. And breathe. But also knowing that tomorrow will be different, probably. They might be more flexible. They will be more flexible, actually, at any time after yoga. And throughout the day. Yeah. Good, bring this back to center. Give ourselves a nice big fold. And then let's release that. Shake that out. Scoot ourselves forward. Let's do our other leg. If you were doing single leg staff, if you were doing double leg staff, let's do both those legs again. Let's lengthen through our legs, flex through our feet, reach up through our arms, find our wonderful staff pose here. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. Good, big deep inhale and exhale it out. And one more time, big deep inhale and exhale it out. Good. And if you ever want to know how strong you are, grab like a family member or a friend and be like, hey, sit in a chair next to me and put your legs up like this. See if you can do what I'm doing. If they're not doing this practice, they can't. Because you're so strong in your core and in your legs, you don't realize it because you're like, we do this all the time. And this is why. So that we have this strong core and strong legs, the strength that we really need to keep ourselves walking around. And I know keep holding your legs up. I'm talking you through this. Let's go ahead and hamstring curl it and leg extension. Let's go for 8. So curl this in and extend. There's 8. Curl this in and extend. There's 7. Curl this in and extend. There's 6. Curl this in and extend. There's 5. Curl this in and extend. There's 4. Curl this in and extend. There's 3. Curl this in and extend. There's 2. Curl this in and extend. Let's hold this extension. Go ahead and point those toes and flex those feet. Point those toes, flex those feet, point those toes, flex those feet, point those toes, flex those feet, point those toes and flex those feet. Hip flexors and quadriceps are burning. Good. We can release our right leg, but keep our left leg lifted and lift it even higher. Lengthen right here into that boat. Let's breathe it. Inhale it deeply and exhale it out. Good, big deep inhale and exhale it out. And big deep inhale and exhale it out. Good. Very nice. All right, let's take it. Figure 4. Goodness gracious. Right there. Nice hip stretch. And again, don't worry about your posture yet. Just maybe rocking it from front to back or side to side. Oh, waking that up. Saying we're getting to the left side now. Man alive. Goodness gracious. And maybe both sides are tight, maybe one side is tight, maybe both sides are loose for you today. That is a wonderful day. All right, let's find our tall backs. So let's sit against the back of the seat of the chair. Sit ourselves up tall. Let's add our breath and our hinge. So let's inhale it deeply here. And exhale, hinge this forward. Inhale it up tall. And exhale, hinge. Inhale this up tall. And exhale, hinge. Inhale it up tall. And exhale, hinge. Good. And let's go one more time here. Inhale this up really tall. And exhale, hinge this forward. Good, 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 good. Very nice. And bring this back to center. Let's take it into half shoelace. So cross that heel over and let's wrap, or your hand is on shin, or hand is underneath, or wrapping that around. And twist. Goodness. That glute, that outer hip, that IT band. And the spine on the other, like the back, the lats on the right side. Woo! Feeling that stretch there as well. Breathe this here, inhale it deeply. And exhale it out. And big deep inhale. And exhale it out. Good. Let's go ahead and turn other way. Just get that really good opposing twist here. Wonderful. And bring this back to center. We can release legs straight. So good. All right, bring ourselves over to the left side. Let's take ourselves into a supported crescent. And like I said at the beginning of the practice today, if you were like, hey, today I want to do some stuff without the chair. Well, go ahead if you want to from now on, from the next part, you can do all this next stuff without the chair. I would like to use the chair today. So let's go ahead and take that leg behind us. And we've got our back heel lifted in the supported crescent, or you're in a regular crescent, in a really low regular crescent. Let's reach the arms up and let's lengthen through the back of the leg. Heel is lifted. So good, reaching up through this. That is the wonderful thing about this practice, is that you can modify it to wherever you are at today. I keep saying today at this moment in your life. Every day is different. Let's go ahead and drop that right hand down and let's lengthen through from our fingers down to all the way down to the back of that, our heel, which is lifted up off of the ground. Reach this over. So good. Such a good stretch here. Such a good lengthening through the torso, through the arm, through that armpit, the front abdominals, the groin, the quadricep, and back into that calf. And then let's go ahead and twist this here. So front hand can be to that thigh, or you can have both hands on your hips. You've got this nice torso twist. And maybe you're working on some neck mobility, so maybe you can look back behind you and use that breath. So good. Maybe you're looking back straight behind you, or maybe you're looking back down at your heel. It's all good. Let's bring this to center. Take our right leg up onto the seat of the chair. Let's give our leg that whole seat of the chair. Let's take our left leg off to the side. And toe can be pointed out to the front or slightly inwards, just depending on where your ankle is going today and what you're working on today. Lengthen up through that in the center, and let's drop our right hand down. Right hand drops and reach. And now we have a different side stretch. So now we get more of this lateral, more of the under armpit and down through the lateral, down through the side of the leg and that inner thigh too. Reaching through that. So good. Let's windmill the arm. Hand goes either to that hamstring, to that quadricep, or if you're super flexible, your hand is down on your calf, just not on that knee joint. Remember, we want to protect our wonderful, precious knees, our knee joints. We want to always protect those, our knee and hip joints. That's why we do so many of these strengthening and stretching to protect those really vulnerable but important joints. Good, release that. Let's turn this. Take this into our supported pigeon. Reaching up center here, so lengthening up through this, very similar to our crescent, except we have our leg fully supported here now. And we've got it in that folded position to where we get that really deep hip and glute stretch. Let's take it into that forward fold, so we're either on our hands, on our elbows, or all the way forward. I like to use a block here in the all the way forward because I don't necessarily go all the way down to the floor. Because my hips are tight. Breathing it here, inhale it deep. And exhale it out. So good. So good, so good. Wonderful. Let's reach this back up center, lengthening back up through this. And then release that. Good. Now we're going to go into our warrior poses. So like I said, if you're not using a chair for this last part, then you can do all these warriors without the chair. You could have been doing that pigeon without the chair too. Everything that we just did, you could be doing on the floor or standing. So we've got our legs slightly, we have our left foot inward, like we would be doing if we were doing a standing, our standing warrior legs. And then we've got our other leg, toes pointed out, knee is lined up with our ankle. Arms are out nice and strong, proud warrior, strong arms, strong legs, strong torso, strong chest, strong neck, face, relax. Let's breathe it here. Inhale it deeply. And exhale it out. Reverse warrior, drop our back arm, take our palm up and reach up into this. Oh, that's such a good stretch in the front. Right up through that right arm, that right torso. Oy. It's a good back leg stretch too. From here, we barely take that weight. Even though it looks like we're putting all of our weight here, we're not. We're keeping everything strong in those legs, barely putting any weight onto that right thigh. And the challenge maybe for you today, to maybe not put any weight on that thigh. That is really hard and it burns. Breathe it here, inhale it deeply. And exhale it. Good, bring this back up. Proud warrior. So good, so strong. Very good. And then release that. Nice. All right, we're going to move ourselves over to the other side. Let's take our right leg behind us, and that's going to feel so good after that. After that, the hip that we just did. Oh, taking that right leg behind us, lengthening through that. Heel stays lifted. Reach up through those arms. Such a good supported crescent here. Or again, if you're not using the chair, then you're in a regular crescent. Let's take that left hand down, reach this over. So if you're not using the chair here, then you're not leaning like this. You are keeping yourself in a crescent right here like this. I didn't say that for the other side. You could be leaning a little bit, but that would be like, that's really good balance. That's working on really good balance. But yes, if you're not using the chair right here, you don't have to be doing that lean. You're doing a regular crescent in the center. And then we go ahead and do our twist to the side. But this one you can do. You can be twisting that torso twist. Oh yeah. And neck mobility, I always have to remember, I always forget for this side. If you were looking back on the other side, try and do the same thing on this side. And breathe. Good, so good. Bring this to center. Let's bring our left leg up onto the seat of the chair. Give our left leg that seat of the chair. Take our leg off to the side and let's find how you had your foot on the other side. If you remember, try and do it the same thing on this side. I don't remember what I was doing on the other side today. I think I was just very neutral today. Let's lengthen this up, reach up through that. Oh, and maybe you have one side that is tighter than the other. Maybe that was your other side. Maybe this side you're like, hey, this is good. Breathe it here, inhale it deeply. And exhale it out. Let's drop that down, reach this over. Nice lengthening again through the side of the body from our fingers all the way down. Out through wherever the furthest point is, either your heel or your toes. So good, and we're gonna windmill this and take this over. Hand is either to the calf, to the hamstring, to the thigh. Breathe it here. So good. And let's go and release that. Let's turn this, lengthen through this, and we're gonna take ourselves into our pigeon, supported pigeon. Grab a block right here. Let's reach up through this, and we're gonna fold ourselves forward. So whatever your forward fold looks like for you, if it is on your hands, on your elbows, or folding all the way forward. Equally tight on both sides here. And remembering to keep that back leg nice and awake and active. It can be super easy to be like, oh, hey, my hip is working a lot here. No, both of the legs are working a lot here. Make sure to keep both those legs working. Oh yeah, oh goodness. Ooh. And let's bring this back up, reach up through that. So good. And then release that. Good. Let's take ourselves into our warriors on the other side. Bending that front knee, back leg is nice and straight. Foot is inwards. Let's lengthen here. Nice, strong, proud warrior. Strong legs, strong torso, strong chest, strong neck, strong face. Relax. Breathe it here. Inhale it deeply. And exhale it out. Breathe a deep inhale. And exhale it out. Oh, let's drop that back arm. Take our palm up and reach that. I was going to stay there for, I was like, I can stay here in proud warrior for a lot more breathing time. Let's reach up through this. Oh, this is good too, though. And breathe. Lengthen. And exhale. Very good. And then from here, let's take it into a side angle. And again, try, maybe challenge yourself of not putting that arm onto your thigh today. It's so hard. It burns. Breathe it here. Inhale it deeply. And exhale it out. Because a lot of it is that hip. Oh. Right there. And breathe it. Good. Bring this back up, proud warrior. So good. And now, don't you feel so strong now? Good. Release that. Let's bring those legs nice and wide. Let's take our blocks, if you're using blocks, to the inside of your feet. Let's go right hand first. Let's take our right hand to our block and wide-legged spinal twist, opening this here. That's a good one too. Breathe it, inhale it deeply, and exhale it out. Good. Inhale at center, and let's drop our left hand down and open this. Oh yeah. This side is so much tighter. My hip is so much tighter. My glute is lifting up off the chair. So if that's happening to you too, again, super normal. One side will be tighter than the other. That's why we do this. That's why we do both sides. That's why we work on this. So we can loosen up, get that mobility, get that flexibility. Let's inhale and sweep this up and then release this down. Good. Bring our legs together. Place your blocks where you want them because we're going to go into standing forward fold. Let's inhale and sweep our arms up. Exhale, dive it down and over into that seated forward fold. Plant our feet into the floor and let's lift our glutes up off the chair. So let's go ahead and lift those glutes. Ah, yeah, nice long legs here. Standing forward fold. Hands are on those blocks. Oh, that feels good. Feels good on those calves, hamstrings, backs, and the knees. Let's inhale, flat back, look forward into a wonderful tabletop right here. Exhale and release. Take a seat back in that chair. Inhale and sweep our arms up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Lift our glutes up off of the chair, standing forward fold. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Take a seat in that chair. Inhale and sweep our arms up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Lift our glutes up off of the chair. Nice standing forward fold. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Take a seat in that chair. Inhale and sweep our arms up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Lift our glutes up off the chair, standing forward fold. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Keep ourselves standing right here. Plant our toes. Big toe, little toe, heels, all four corners of the heels, or all four corners of the feet. Actually, that big toe, that little toe, and then the backs of the heels. Let's flat back, look forward again. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Tall mountain pose here. Oh yeah, all the blood flow. And then let's cactus those arms back. Exhale. Good. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep our arms up. Exhale, cactus those arms back. Good. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep our arms up. Now, I know we are close to our chair. We are going to take it around into a seated pose, but we're not going to sit in that chair, but our glutes are awful close. So now we've got some squats going on here. Let's inhale and lift this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Inhale, sweep our arms up, back into that chair. So don't sit in it. Don't sit in it, but back into where our legs are being our chair. Inhale and sweep our arms up. Exhale, dive it down and over. Such good strengthening for those big muscle groups. Flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep our arms up. Exhale it around into chair, but don't sit there. Don't use that chair. Yeah, you're nice and close though. Let's inhale and sweep this up. Exhale, dive it down and over. We're going to do 2 more times like that. Flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep this up. Exhale it around. Chair. Inhale and lift this up. Exhale, dive this down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. So good for those legs. Exhale, release. Inhale and sweep this up. All right. Exhale it around. Hold in our chair. Let's add a spinal twist to this chair just for fun and just because I know you can do it. All right. Let's take our right elbow to our left thigh, just like we did earlier, but this time we're not sitting. We are using our legs here. Good. Bring this to center. Inhale and sweep this up. Exhale, dive this down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep this up. Exhale it around to chair. Hands to heart. Let's take it to the other side and let's do a couple breaths here in this seated spinal twist, but seated without the seat. You're doing so good. And bring this to center. Inhale and sweep this up. Exhale, dive this down and over. Inhale, flat back, look forward. Exhale and release. Inhale and sweep this up. And then release those arms down to our sides. So good. All right. Turn the chair so that you've got the seat of the chair right here. We're going to take ourselves into a little bit of a modified downward facing dog with the hands on the seat of the chair. So we've got those hands on the seat of our chair, and let's just take ourselves back into kind of our downward facing dog where our glutes are lifted high, and we're pressing our chest down towards the floor and down towards our thighs. So our chest is pressing out and down. This is a modified downward facing dog. If you're ever at a point where you're like, you have an injury or you're ill or something, and you're like, I can't do a down dog, but I want to get that really good stretch for my legs and my chest and arms, then grab a chair and do this modified downward facing dog. This is really good. All right, bring ourselves forward. Let's bring our left leg forward. We're going to keep our right hand, right hand. Let me see. This, yes. We're going to keep our left hand on the chair. There we go. And we are going to open ourselves up to the side. And you can walk this, our right leg back and get even further opening right here. So it's it's a mixture of a warrior one triangle. No, it's a triangle. It's good. It's a good pose right here. Oh, so good. And a torso twist. Very nice. Bring that back to center. And let's bring that foot back to meet the other foot and get ourselves into that. Oh, modified downward facing dog again. Ay, ay, ay. And then bring ourselves forward. Now let's take our right foot forward and keep our right hand on the chair. Let's open to the left. So good. And you can move that other leg back if you want. Moving it wider actually gets you even more of an inner thigh stretch. Don't worry if you were like, I just figured it out. We'll do it one more time on each side. Breathing this here. I love doing these supported movements that we would do, because normally we would do our triangle. Well, this is a bent knee triangle, but normally we would do our triangle like this. But I love doing it like this because you get even more of a twist. All right, let's bring this back to center. Find ourselves in our modified downward facing dog right here. Maybe relax that head, maybe nod that head yes, and shake that head no. Bring this to center. Bring our left leg forward again. Left hand's going to stay on that seat of the chair. Right leg is going to go way back there, and let's open this up. Let's keep our knee bent. If you want to, though, if it feels good for you, you can straighten that leg if that feels okay. I'm going to keep mine a little bit because it gets even more of that inner thigh stretch. Goodness, right here. So good. Breathe it here. Good. Bring this back to center. Let's take this back into that downward facing dog. Modified down dog. So good. So good. And then let's go ahead and bring that right leg forward. Keep our right hand on that chair. And let's open. Oh, that torso twist feels really good too. Right there. Breathing this here. Again, I'm just blown away about how quickly it got so green. Blown away. It's amazing. It's amazing how fast things grow. Good. Bring this back to center and then back into that downward facing dog. So good. So good. Nice. All right. Let's go ahead and bring ourselves. We're going to take ourselves down onto the floor and go into our modified shoulder stand, go into our inversion. So grab whatever you need for that. Grab whatever you need for final relaxation when we get there. Taking ourselves all the way down to the floor. Good. And let's take our legs. You're either up against a wall or you are up against your chair and your legs are up on the chair. That's good. Oh. So legs are up on the chair. Let's take a block or your stiff pillows, whatever you are using for support underneath your low back, underneath your sacrum. Let's take that underneath there to help with that modified shoulder stand. It is called modified because we are supporting it with that block or with those pillows. All right, let's have our palms facing up, our shoulders rotated open, and then let's go ahead and lift our legs up into the air. And we have this nice inversion where we have just changed the circulation. We've got our legs in the air, feet above our heart, feet above our head. So good. And maybe you like to have stillness here, or maybe you like to rotate the ankles, or maybe you're working on some flexibility. So you're allowing the legs to be pulled towards the floor. This isn't for very long. If you wanted to work on really good flexibility, you could do this like while you're listening to a podcast. You could have your legs and let gravity just continue to pull them down, pull them down, pull them down. Or you could just, if you needed to have if you're like, I'm really stressed out, then throw on a podcast and just have your legs in the air while you're listening to the podcast for about 15, 20 minutes. See what that does for you. That's a whole different game. That's a game changer right there. But we have got those legs lifted. We're breathing here, inhaling and exhaling. And again, maybe you're pointing and flexing your feet. Maybe you're finding stillness. Maybe you've got some ankle rotation going on. Either way, so good for that blood flow, so good for that circulation, so good for that mindset, for changing that mindset. Again, if you've got a lot of anxiety, stress, if your nervous system is whacked out, you're like, what is going on? Doing a little bit of legs above the head or legs supported by the wall can be super duper helpful. Let's go ahead and release one leg and release the other leg. So good. Let's take our right ankle, place it onto our left thigh, and let's press that inner right thigh away. Pressing that, pressing that. Good. Good. And then release that. Let's take it to the other side. Take our left ankle to our right thigh. Press our inner left thigh away. And then release that. Very good. And we could take that block out from underneath us or whatever you're using underneath you. You can move that chair away as well. And then grab whatever you are using for your final relaxation. So if you use an eye pillow, go ahead and grab that pillow. If you use blankets or pillows or other things to make you comfortable and to feel supported while you are relaxing, then grab those things as well. Let's reach our arms towards one end of the room and reach our feet towards the other end of the room. If you do have that eye pillow, go ahead and place that over your eyes and just enjoy the heaviness and the darkness. It can be so comforting just to have that over your eyes for the next few moments. We are lengthening from one end of the room to the other end of the room, imagining that we can add a few inches to our height here. Imagining somebody's pulling at your wrists, somebody else pulling at your ankles. Breathing deeply here. Let's take another deep breath. Inhale. And as we exhale, let's begin to sink, begin to settle. Let those feet fall open off to the side. Relax that upper body, relax your arms. Relaxing and releasing that entire body, whole body. Face is relaxed, jaw is relaxed. And still relaxing, let's go and bend our knees. And maybe you can flatten your back against the floor, maybe not. Just that knee bend. Wow, breathe it here. And let's drop both of our knees over to our most comfortable side. Cool. And take ourselves onto our sides. A breath or two here. And let's slowly press ourselves up. Bring ourselves up into a seated pose that feels strong and supportive for you. Taking your time, sitting ourselves up tall, lengthening up through that spine, just like we did at the beginning of the practice, where we visualized our spine stacking. Same thing here. We're lengthening up through that, even stronger and more flexible than before. Let's inhale and sweep our arms up. Bring our hands to prayer, and let's exhale. Eyes following our fingers, take our chin to chest. Lift our head center here. Take our fingers to forehead. As we leave today, let us think thoughts of truth. Taking our fingers to our lips. As we leave today and speak with others, let us speak words of love. Taking our hands to our hearts. As we leave today, let our lives be a light of truth and a light of love. Having hearts of compassion and mercy, knowing that we have not been given a spirit of fear, but the spirit of love, a sound and peaceful mind. Big, deep inhale. And big cleansing exhale. And one more time, big, deep inhale. And big cleansing exhale. And thank you for joining me for the practice today. Have a blessed rest of your day. And we will see you guys next time.